We have a beautiful lady joining us right here in our entertainment segment. Her name is Wadzanai Chatikobo. Good morning, Wadzanai.
Good morning. How are you?
Very, very well. I was just about to say Melissa, good morning, because Melissa works here with us and she's your sister.
Yes.
So Melissa, good morning. We are sitting with a beautiful lady. We love you. I know you're watching. Anyways, Wadzanai, you are a wedding planner.
Yes, I'm a wedding planner.
And planning weddings, why? I mean, was this always something that you wanted to do?
Well, what I can say is when I grew up, I didn't know that I was going to become a wedding planner until I realized it at a later stage in life. Growing up, I used to love weddings. I used to attend weddings.
Were you like a flower girl?
I would just snitch away from home.
Wow.
Then my parents would look for me. Then they realized that I have that gift. So then what happened is when I completed my O-level, now looking to go into A-level, I realized that I had a passion for wedding planning. Then what happened is I looked for a job before I went to do my A-level.
Okay.
Then I went to do my A-level. After my A-level, I was looking for an attachment because what I had done is I was connected to a lady who was in events through my aunt.
Right.
So when I went there, it was just like part-time working. Then I went there for a year, getting ready to
go
to university. Then after university, that's when I got a job. But I didn't do events
right.
at that time.
You were hiring or something for 5 years, did you? In a hiring company. I think
yes, it was a hiring company.
Yeah.
It was a hiring company.
All right. Now, stemming back and moving back to wedding planning, can you tell us about your experiences as a wedding planner? I know you did mention that you really loved weddings and stuff. So attending one and watching one that somebody else has planned is different from planning one yourself.
Yes.
What are your experiences that you've encountered in your journey?
Wow. What I can say is it's a journey that is full of ups and downs. It's exciting, it's joyful, it's stressful, full of pressure. You know how when you're dealing with people, you deal with different kinds of people, different characters, different tribes, different personalities. And you know, sometimes, you know, when you're dealing with couples,
yes,
you know how it is when you're dealing with a husband, you're dealing with a wife, you're dealing with family. It's actually exciting on my party because I love to help people and I love to put smiles on their face. It's actually an exciting journey.
So that was going to be my next question about how you deal with couples. And, you know, I had a friend of mine who actually had an altercation with her husband and they almost called the wedding off. But then with intervention from people and things like that, they got to carry on with the wedding. Have you ever been in that situation where you've had to kind of help them overcome their issues when you have these crazy couples?
Yes, a lot of times when they actually come to me as a wedding planner, I take the stress off them and the burden, actually, it becomes easy. But the main challenge is, you know, like I said earlier, you deal with different personalities. And actually with families, you know how families, some would say how we have wedded before, so we know how to do this. Why do you need a wedding planner? Why do you need her? Just wasting money. But what I can say is when you engage a wedding planner, you're actually saving money.
Yeah.
Because we are dealing with a lot of, in our profession, you know, right, you're dealing with a lot of service providers that you are vested to, and you're exposed to many service providers that you can negotiate on a client's behalf. So it's another advantage that when you're dealing with a wedding planner, you are dealing with someone who is professional, who help you to save your time.
To manage your funds and things like that as well. Get you better deals, obviously.
Yes.
Right, so what trends have you been seeing? I mean, look, obviously you've been in this industry for a long time, and obviously from wedding to wedding, the wedding in 1895 is different from 2025.
That's so true.
What are the kind of different trends that you've been noticing within the weddings that are taking place?
Well, the wedding industry is evolving. What I can say is nowadays, because of social media, Pinterest, a lot of people, they come with ideas. They can actually, they're coming with ideas and they're adopting even from other nations because of the social media, there is a lot of change in trending for weddings. The weddings of 1980s, the weddings of our previous years, and back then, they're now different from what we have now because of the evolving of technology, concept designing, and deco. Everything, you name it,
it's just
changing and different.
And how do you, as your company, how do you keep up with these trends? Are you buying new things every time? Are you incorporating this in your prices? How are you staying afloat with the new trends that are coming up every time?
Yes, you're supposed also to be ahead of them in terms of research, in terms of schooling, even learning more things through the social media, and you can acquire some of the skills through through School of Weddings.
Right. You attended a School of Wedding, didn't you, in South Africa?
Yes,
right.
I did.
Good.
Actually, they come to Zimbabwe.
Okay.
They'll be coming again in June.
Yes, I did see a flyer on that.
Yes.
Yeah. And obviously that is something that you have to attend and keep yourself up to date.
So true, so true, because you can't be in events, or you can't be doing anything without any knowledge, without acquiring more skills, because like I said, the world is evolving and everything is changing.
Yeah.
So you just need to be ahead of them, because what I've come to realize with these clients, they research as well.
Yeah, Pinterest, everything, they know a lot.
Yes, you name it, they research and they are always ahead. So if you're someone who does, and also I think it's a gift, you need to be creative. There are sometimes that I dream of these ideas, then I can have this vision on board, then I can even try to draw, making it come to life.
Yeah, and that's incredible. You know, you're mentioning how clients are actually doing their own research, which is great. Yes. I mean, I'll go on a page and I'll see, wow, this is great. I want flowers to hang from the ceiling. But you know what? If they don't have that budget for that, you know, some people have shoestring budgets, some people can afford and everything else.
Yes.
What tips do you give people who come to you and say, well, I only have $2,000, but I want ceiling drapes and lights and this and that? How do you give them tips if they cannot afford the budget the look that they want from you?
Wow. You know, engaging a wedding planner, it really helps you in terms of your budget. There is nothing bad about desiring to have a flashy wedding, but sometimes you need to sit a client, give them the reasonable knowledge. And also, as a wedding planner, sometimes we go out that extra mile. Sometimes with service providers, for example, I usually work with Golden Conifer and some other venues. So because of my experience with these venues, you can come in terms, maybe they can make a payment plan. Suppose they can't stretch their budget. That's when you try to minimize. But at the end of the day, you try to work out a good work. But it's really a bit of challenging. And they don't want to stretch their budgets. But sometimes, because of my experience, there are good things that you can do with little money. But they won't come exactly the same concept that you have introduced from the beginning when they wanted the same concept. But at least you come out with something that is close by.
Yeah,
or nearer.
to what they want.
Yes.
And now you've mentioned working with different vendors, should I call it. How do you guys manage the logistics and coordination of that? I know you've just mentioned now that maybe a client cannot afford the venue, but they can afford you and they can afford the food. How do you manage all those logistics, and how do you make it all come together?
All right. When you meet with clients, the first thing is to identify their budget. After identifying their budget, obviously we have venues that offer various packages from venue, food, catering, labor, decor, and everything. So with these venues now, what we do, we negotiate on behalf of the client. And also we know this type of budget suits this type of venue. Not all venues can suit all the clients. Or like when you go to a venue, you try to speak to your client from a point of making him or her to understand that, you know, with your budget, this is what we can do for you. Yes.
Okay. No, that's fantastic. Wadzanai, you know, you're doing a good job. Weddings are always absolutely fantastic, and I'm really looking forward to you doing my wedding.
Oh, I'm excited. When is it?
I don't know yet. I don't know. That's the question. Anyways, thank you so much. Where do we find you? We find you on Instagram, Facebook?
Yes.
What's your social media handle?
All right. I'm available on Facebook and Instagram is Wadzi, the wedding planner.
Okay.
Wadzi, the events planner. Not only do we do weddings, but we also do corporate events,
parties,
seminars, conferences, birthday parties, auroras. Like you said, I'm looking forward to do your aurora.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Wadzi, the wedding planner. That was Wadzi, the wedding planner, here with us on Morning Rush.
Konapo. Ipapo pa ZTN Prime. DSTV channel 294. The place to be.